Welcome back to FM Storey. We're approaching the midway point of our first season in Milan, and it really couldn't be going much better. After 14 games in the league, we've won 13, and we're 3 points clear at the top of the table. We're one game away from making it to the knockout stage of the Champions League. In the last episode, we had our first real test against Juventus. We've got some more tests coming up in this episode. We've got games against teams in the top six. We've got Torino coming up. We've got Bologna coming up. And we've got the first derby coming up against Inter as well. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We've made it to the end of December, and a real test. The first derby against Inter. It's a home game for us, and I mean, if we win, we are well clear at the top of the table. Things have gone well since the end of the last episode. We ended after the 3-1 victory against Sporting in the penultimate Champions League game. We started with a 3-1 victory at home against Atalanta, who were in the top four at the time. We then went away to Como and were 3-0 down after less than half an hour. And we required 2 goals in the last 5 minutes from Musa and Branca to rescue a point. We then beat Maccabi Tel Aviv in the last game of the group stage of the Champions League. And I mean, as long as we didn't lose that game, we were going into the knockout stage of the Champions League. We were never behind in the game, and we picked them off on the counter-attack as they were looking to get a winner. And Tammy Abraham picked up that goal in the 90th minute, which sees us through to the knockout stages, the last 16 of the Champions League, where we've been drawn against Bayern Munich. We then followed that up with a 4-1 victory at home against Lazio. And then Torino, who've dropped off a bit from where they were at the start of the episode. At the start of the episode, they were in the top 6. Now they're sort of mid-table. And we came away with a comfortable 5-0 victory against them. What it means as far as the league's concerned is we are 4 points clear of Inter at the top. We're 15 points clear of Juventus in third, but they've played a game less. And we've done most of that while playing a pretty rotated team since the end of the last episode, just because we've had a lot of games, players were a heavy workload, so we've kind of evened that out a bit going into that last game against Torino, so that everyone's kind of at the right level for this game against Inter, which is going to be tough. I mean, if you look at the individual stats, Max Thuram and Denzel Dumfries in the top 3 of the average rating, Martinez top goal scorer, Thuram third top goal scorer, Dumfries with the most assists, Jan Sommer with the most clean sheets. It's certainly going to be a tough test, and I think it's really going to be make or break for this season. We are also approaching the opening of the transfer window. The board have given us a lot of money to spend in January, and we have done some deals. Most of them are actually not going to come in until the end of the season. There is one outgoing, Luka Jovic is leaving. He was out of contract at the end of the season anyway, so we've done quite well, I think, to get 3 million to sell him in January. He's going to Ajax. And then in terms of the incomings, it's mostly young players who may have a future with us. The only one that's coming in January is Christian Volpato, who is an attacking midfielder from Sassuolo. He's coming in but going straight back out on loan to them. He's coming for 3.8 million, which, looking at his attributes, seemed a bit of a bargain. And then in terms of the incomings, the only one that's probably going to be involved in the first team squad next season is Parisi, who we've brought in. We don't really have, in the first team squad, we don't really have a left-back cover for Theo Hernandez. We've been playing Florenzi there, who can play left-back, who can play right-back, but is also out of contract at the end of the season and is getting on a bit in age, and probably we're not going to sign him to a new contract. So I think Parisi comes in to replace Florenzi in terms of what he brings to the squad this season. And then we've got a young goalkeeper coming in from Bologna in Massimo Pessina, and then a young left-back coming in from Genoa in Honest Ahona. Certainly a long way away from being first team ready, but all of these players were found by the scouts, and this young left back got A+ in terms of his scout report. So we've done the deal to bring him in, have a couple of seasons in the youth team, and then see where we are from there. And then going into the game against Inter, thankfully for us, Lautaro Martinez is suspended. We are missing Yunus Musa, who probably wouldn't have started anyway. And let's see if we can pick up 3 points to put us 7 points clear at the top of the table. So this is the side we've picked. We've gone with what has been our most consistent lineup this season. Pulisic probably would have been playing. He's only just coming back from injury. It's only the second time we've been able to include him in the squad since his injury. There is also a chance that he could be leaving in January because Arsenal and Man City are both interested. And if we get a stupid offer, we're going to accept it. But yeah, so it's pretty much what we would class as our first choice team, I think, here. It's our 4-2-3-1 against their 5-3-2. Right, corner for them, DeMarco. It's flicked on, off the woodwork. And we're immediately behind. We've not dealt with that corner at all. So DeMarco swings it, outswing it to the near post. Bastoni flicks it on, it comes off the woodwork. And the only one that reacts is Thuram. The keeper's gone long. Reinders has it. Back to Thiaw. Reinders. It's Theo Hernandez in space on his left-hand side. Puts in field. Reinders to Walker. Looks to go around the outside. Low ball in. And there's João Felix. Very similar to a previous goal he scored this season. Getting across at the near post and firing past the keeper and gets us on level terms. We've had barely any of the ball so far in this game. But Walker just goes on the outside, low cross in, and there's no defender near João Felix. They've got the ball at the back, trying to pass their way out. Pavard goes back to Sommer and goes long. Walker wins the header. Soto to Felix. Back to Soto. A lovely ball, that one. All the way across. And there's Leao at the back post. And that's a lovely goal. So Walker wins the header. Soto goes infield to João Felix. It plays a lovely ball to Soto. It somehow goes all the way across the 6-yard box. And there's Leao at the back post to put us in front. We've got the ball at the back. Theo Hernandez now. Loses out to Thuram. Correa back to him. Now they're bombing forward. Barella loses out though. Can we catch them on the break here? Rafa Leao driving into the box. Squares it to Reinders, who lashes it home from the edge of the area. And it looks like it just might be our season as far as the league title is concerned. And Felix finds Leao, who just drives towards the box and just pulls it back into the D to Reinders, who just lashes it past Sommer. And considering they've kept so many clean sheets, and we're ripping them apart a bit at the moment. Leao's ball's cut out. Jimenez wins it back though. Soto, low ball in, and Jimenez has missed. I think that kind of sums up his season so far. It's not been great. Right, Theo Hernandez with a throw. Thiaw. There's João Felix now. Fofana. Wide to Walker with space. To Soto on the right. Looks to go past his man. Cuts back in. Reinders to the back post. It's headed away from Leao. Theo Hernandez smashes it. I mean, it lands on the roof of the net. Free kick for them. Short. Serbi gives it away and we're bombing forward onto it. Soto to the back post. Felix with a header. And that's 4-1. And that one was very, very much they were the architect of their own downfall there. Giving away in the middle of the pitch. Jimenez out to Soto, takes a touch and just stands it up into the box. And Felix gets a run on everyone. Powers the header past Sommer. Right, free kick for them. Çalhanoğlu to the back post. I mean, set piece wise, our defending's been pretty abysmal so far. We've seen 2 set pieces and they've scored 2 goals. Çalhanoğlu with the ball to the back post. Serbi gets up. Not even a challenge on it. And that's 4-2. And there we are, half time, 4-2. We have kind of dominated the chances. We've seen 2 highlights of them with set pieces that have resulted in goals. They've had a lot of the ball, but a lot of it seems to be at the back where they're just creating chances for us. Right, we've made a couple of changes at half time. Gabbia on for Thiaw and Kamada on up front instead of Jimenez. They were short again with a goal kick. Storey with it at the back to DeMarco. I mean, the way they're dwelling on it at the back, I'm hoping we can nick it, but they seem to have passed through us here. Correa then gives it away. Gabbia tidying it up. Walker now storming down the right to Soto. Goes past DeMarco. Reinders. Walker into the box. Felix looking for his hat-trick and he's dragged it wide of the far post. Walker with the throw. Reinders to Soto. Plays it infield. There's Kamada. Lovely ball to find Leao. As he goes into the box, pulls it back, goes all the way through, and Reinders is short. It's turned behind by Sommer. Reinders with the corner. It's cleared at the near post. Walker with a throw deep in their half. Soto to Reinders. Back to Soto, bursting in the box. And Fofana drags that wide of the far post, and we should be well out of sight here. Another free set piece for them into the box. They've got a free header, comes back off the woodwork. And Solani to the back post. We've managed to get that one clear and Soto to bring it even further clear. But again, it was a set piece. And they've had a free header and we were scrambling to get it away. Right, we made some more changes to get some fresh legs on just to see if we can just tighten things up at the back a bit. But Branca with a ball to the back post. And the head is wide of the far post. Well, Kamada wins it back. Looks for Pulisic. It's played up to the halfway line. We've managed to get it back though. Teresiano gives it away. And Correa is through. The defence get back. No. And that's 4-3 with 5 minutes left to go. And we're on the verge of throwing this one away. And Teresiano gives it away. And then Tomori rushes into Zielinski to try and win it. Gets nowhere near it, which allows Correa to run in behind him. And that's 4-3. Into injury time, and we are hanging on a bit here. But there it is, full time, 4-3. Deserved victory on the chances created. I mean, we've scored 4 goals off 3.39 XG, but we've got serious questions to ask about the defending. I mean, they've scored 3 goals on 1.19 XG. Every time there was a set piece, they looked a threat. And hopefully that doesn't cost us as the season goes on. It's now the 1st of February. The transfer window's closed. There's been more action than I was expecting in the transfer window. And we've got the quarterfinal of the Coppa Italia coming up against Juventus. So starting up with the transfers, the only incoming in January was, as we said before, Christian Valpato, who's gone back out on loan to Sassuolo. But there has been a number of players have gone out in January. Obviously, we knew Jovic was going. Pavlovic has gone out on loan to Barcelona because he wanted to play first team football. Pulisic has gone to Newcastle it was an initial 47 million, so we've already made 10 million in extras on that. If he plays 20 games in the league for Newcastle, it becomes 77 million, which seemed ridiculous to turn down. The one thing that we didn't see, or I didn't see, was PSG offering a contract to Kamada, who I didn't realise was still not under a professional contract. So he unfortunately has gone, which is a big blow going forward. And then some more players from the B team who weren't going to be playing. With Pulisic going, we did do one deal, another one to come in at the end of the season. Ricardo Sotil, who we've had on loan from Fiorentina, has been outstanding while Pulisic was injured. There was a clause in his contract, his loan contract, that we could have him for $8.5 million. It seemed a no-brainer to do that. I don't think he's maybe slightly worse a player than Pulisic, but for $8.5 million, considering we're going to get $77 million for Pulisic, it seemed again like a no-brainer to do that deal. Since the Inter game, we've had pretty much a decent run. We beat Verona 3-0. We beat Parma 4-2. We hammered Lecce 8-0. We won 2-0 in the third round of the Coppa Italia against Empoli. But in the most recent game, we lost 1-0 away from home at Genoa. A pretty poor performance all round in that one. Which means that we are still 7 points clear at the top of the table, but Inter do have a game in hand on us. So effectively, really, when you look at what they've done this season, we're effectively 4 points clear of them. So we need to make sure that we don't let our levels drop at all in the rest of the season. We do, with some of those outgoings, not have the biggest of squads, and we are missing Musa and Thiaw for this game against Juventus. Thankfully, Chukwueze is back from the African Cup of Nations, so we're not too far down in terms of the squad. But this is going to be a pretty tough ask, I think, given what we've got available. This is the side we've picked for the quarterfinal. Obviously, as you can see from the substitutes bench, we only have 8 subs available. And yeah, we are. It's going to be a tough one, I think. As you can see from the other quarterfinals, Inter snuck through on penalties against Verona. Lazio and Atalanta have also made it through as well. Right, Coop Miners with a short free kick, comes back to him. Bremer driving forward. Coop Miners, they're knocking it about on the edge of our area here. Kalulu, who is actually our player, Theo Hernandez takes it off him and runs away from him. Rafael back to Hernandez. He then loses out to Kalulu. And they've played it out pretty well. And Nico Gonzalez on the left goes past Fofana as if he's not there, into the box. And that really isn't the start to the game we were looking for. I mean, we basically let him run half length of the pitch. I mean, how he managed to get past Fofana there, and then where Kyle Walker had gone, I don't know. Right, Walker with a throw back to Tomori. Reinders to Fofana, driving forward. Leao on the left. Theo Hernandez finds Fofana on the edge of the box. He bends one towards goal but can't get it on target. Theo Hernandez with a throw. Leao into the box, into Felix. It goes all the way back to Tomori. Reinders out to Sotil. Shifts it. Cambiasso gets a foot in, but Sotil gets the cross in. Jimenez gets up above Kalulu at the back post. Makes it 1-1. And hopefully we can calm things down a bit now. Sotil tries to shift it. Cambiasso gets a foot in. Sotil picks up the ball and just swings it into the back post. Kalulu didn't get off the ground and Jimenez heads in. Right, Walker driving infield for Fofana now. Reinders. Cambiasso makes a challenge. I mean, it looked like he won the ball and it looked like it's outside the box. So be interesting to see if this is given as a penalty. And it's been given. Theo Hernandez, who missed a penalty, I think, in the third round against Empoli, this time smashes it home, puts us 2-1 in front. And I mean, when you look at the match stats, we've certainly come back into the game since they scored. I mean, that was their only shot on target. Oh, in fact, their only shot in the whole game was the goal. And it was a free kick for them. I mean, they've tried to chip it into the box. Vlahovic gets a second attempt at it and hits the side netting. Douglas Luiz for the corner. A free header for Nico Gonzalez. He gets his second of the game. And yet again, another set piece. And we need to figure out what we're doing wrong with these set pieces defensively. And there we are, half-time 2-2. I mean, you've got to be fair to them. They've taken their chances when they've got them. But we've not defended well. And we've been made to pay for it. Right, no changes at half-time. But it looks like we might be forcing into one soon. Hopefully Fofana can stay on for a while. Right, another set piece for them. Another outswinger from Luis. Another near post header, this time from Locatelli. In off the post. And we're going to have to go back to the drawing board on defending set pieces. Because that is not working at all. Right, so we made some changes. Tomori's had a stinker, so Walker's gone into right back. Terraciano's come on, and then we've swapped the two in midfield. And thankfully, that one's gone over the top, because that was another pretty free header at the back post. And Theo Hernandez to Rafael gives it away on the edge of their area. Vlahovic gets his head on it. Gabbia tidies it up. And Theo Hernandez into Loftus-Cheek. Sotil back to Loftus-Cheek. Shots blocked. And going back to the keeper. Loftus-Cheek gets his toe in there. And we've got a back Branca to Felix. Loftus-Cheek to Sotil. Driving into the box. Unfortunately, it was straight at the keeper and he's turned it over for a corner. And Branca to take it. Into the middle of the box, up in the air. And we've headed it behind. Now, we made another couple of changes to get some fresh legs on to see if we can get something from this. Time does appear to be ticking away here. They've got to throw deep in our half. And thankfully, the header from Weah is wide of the post. 4 minutes of injury time, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another chance. And there we go. 3-2. I mean, we've just 2 goals from set pieces, and then we've not reacted. And I think the fact that we've given ourselves a smaller squad than we would have liked for the second half of the season, I think we are starting to run on fumes of it. And there we are, the end of another episode. We are into the second half of the season, and hopefully that last performance isn't a sign of things to come. Overall, we're still doing pretty well. We're still clear at the top of the table. We're into the last 16 of the Champions League. Fortunately, we're not in the Coppa Italia anymore. It's going to be a tough test. And coming up in the next episode, obviously, we've got those last 16 games of the Champions League against Bayern Munich. We've also got some more big games in the league against Napoli, Roma, and another one against Juventus as well. So join us next time to see how we get on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.